What's up, guys? It's Chelsea, the wannabe Hecate, and today we are here for the third episode of Analyzing Celebrity Birth Charts. Today we are talking about Shia LaBeouf. I know that Shia LaBeouf can be controversial. I've always had a soft spot for him. I've always felt like he means well, and I think he's a wonderful artist. I saw his more recent film, Honey Boy, and it was incredible. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it because it's really good. He plays his dad in it. I think it definitely helps you understand why Shia is the way he is and why he has reacted in some of the ways that he's reacted to certain things. I can also help you understand why he reacts the way he reacts to certain things by explaining his birth chart to you. So Shia has Gemini Sun, Leo Moon, and Aquarius Rising, and that's going to make up his big three. It's interesting that he only has air and fire in his big three. He doesn't have any water, which is the emotional element, and there isn't any earth, which is going to be like the grounding, stabilizing element. He only has air, which is going to be like mental energy, and then the fire is going to bring in like a chaotic kind of boldness, especially given that it's in his moon, which is where his emotions lie. Shia is a Gemini. His birthday's actually coming up next month, and we know that Geminis are very curious. They tend to be kind of restless and have a lot of energy, which can maybe sometimes translate to like nervous energy. They'll have like a lot of different things going on and prefer to multitask because they're good at it. In this way, they can also be kind of scattered, and it can be hard to pin them down or know what they're feeling. Shia's sun is in his fourth house, which is the house of childhood, family, kind of where our origins lie. So this is going to make him strongly influenced by one or both of his parents. But if you've seen Honey Boy, you know that he's very, very influenced by his father. The whole movie is basically about how his dad was his manager when he was growing up and how his dad raised him and how that influenced him as a kid. He had to kind of grow up fast. When people have their sun in their fourth house, it tends to make them come across very charming and approachable. They kind of just tend to seem like they have their heart in the right place. They can also be temperamental though, and at times they can overdo things when they react. But in time, as they get older, they find help with those excessive reactions. Having the sun in the fourth house is also going to make it hard for Shia to put energy into something if he's not feeling it. He just won't do it probably. Oh, that's my bad. Shia has a Leo moon, which makes sense since Leo moon people generally tend to be drawn to theater and the arts, which Shia is an actor. Leo moons tend to like to be the center of attention, and they don't mind having the limelight. In this way, Leo moons can also be very dramatic when they feel hurt. Leo moons really like to inspire people to do their best. Shia has his moon in his sixth house, which is the house of work, routine, and health and things like that. This gives him like a very strong need to be useful and to like be working a lot. He needs to feel productive and feel stimulated. He probably needs a lot of variety and a lot of different projects since he's also got the Gemini sun going on. In the last episode of Analyzing Celebrity Birth Charts, we talked about different astrology terms such as like conjunction and trine, and we're going to do that again in this one because Shia has moon conjunct Venus, and as we talked about in the last video, a conjunction is when two planets are in the same sign. Now because Shia has moon conjunct Venus, this is going to make him enjoy the arts a lot, and it's also going to bring him a lot of personal success in life, which as we've seen, he has a lot of material success and he is very artistic. The new astrology term that we're going to learn today is opposition. An opposition happens when two different planets are in opposite signs. So the signs Aries and Libra are opposite each other. So if someone has moon in Aries and sun in Libra, we say that their sun and moon are in opposition. Now Shia has moon opposite Mars, with his moon being in Leo and his Mars being in Capricorn. This makes him very animated and super passionate. He'll have a lot of energy, but it also makes him project the image of like being tough and having a thick skin that he doesn't really have. It can also make him very blunt and very impatient at times. If you follow Shia LaBeouf kind of the way that I do, you know that he can tend to have very emotional reactions to things, and this is probably because his moon is in a fire sign. And as I've said, he can be given to overreacting or excesses, but in time, the fire moon will tend to learn to like temper it down. Shia's rising sign is Aquarius, so this makes him very forward thinking. It's also going to make him very good at words. Some people say that people that have Aquarius rising can like paint pictures with words. It's also said that fame comes very easily to Aquarius risings. People who have Aquarius as a rising sign tend to just seem very different. There's something just kind of unique about them, very individualistic. They're very independent. I tend to think of Aquarius as like the alien of the zodiac that's just very kind of in their own little spaceship, like orbiting in their own world. People who have Aquarius rising also tend to have their life marked by just unexpected like high points and triumphs, and then just a reversal of like just having a low point. Shia's Mercury is in Cancer, and as we remember, Mercury is how you communicate. Having it in the water sign of Cancer is going to make Shia very adaptable to all different kinds of people. It's probably really easy for him to pick up on like other people's moods and emotions. Cancer Mercury people tend to have very powerful imaginations. Their humor tends to be witty. Shia's Mercury is in his 5th house, which is the house of creative pleasures. This makes him good at sizing situations up quickly and gives him a flair for how he expresses himself. It also makes him good at impersonations, and when people have Mercury in this house, they tend to be good at using their voice, either written or spoken, to express themselves creatively. Shia's Venus is also in Cancer, and as we've said before, Venus is how you love, how you act in relationships. So having Venus in Cancer makes being loved very important to Shia, but Cancer is the sign of the crab, and as we've said before, they have a shell that they hide behind. So he's going to hide that need behind a shell, probably. So underneath that shell, he is sensitive, and when he's into someone, he probably shows that love by paying a lot of attention to them because he just wants to know every little thing about them. He's very caring. Venus and Cancer people would usually rather be pursued than do the pursuing, though. Shia's Venus is in his 5th house, the house of creative pleasures. This is going to make him very sentimental, probably kind of a hopeless romantic that's kind of in love with love. He'll like being in a relationship and like receiving romantic attention a lot. Shia's Mars is in Capricorn, which is a great sign to have Mars in because it's an earth sign and it's very stable and grounded. So this is going to make Shia like to be on top of things. It's going to make him goal-oriented and focused. I mentioned in the beginning of my video that he has the fire and the air and the big 3 and not a lot of like water or earth. The water comes through because he has Cancer, Venus, and Mercury, and now he has the earth in his Mars sign. So it's actually really nicely balanced, I think, how his elements are. People with Mars in Capricorn are not afraid to work hard. They have a very strong drive to succeed and get whatever they're going after. Mars in Capricorn people also tend to be in the public eye at some point. I think that's the 3rd time I've mentioned that. So as you can see, Shia just has a lot of placements that indicate his fame. Mars in Capricorn generally have a good ability to plan ahead, but Shia's Capricorn is in his 11th house, the house of friendship and group involvement. So this could make him a little impulsive and maybe act without thinking at times. He's also got that fire moon, so that's gonna double up on that. When people have Mars in their 11th house, they generally don't enjoy the success as much as they enjoy getting to the success. Shia has Jupiter in Pisces, which is going to make him value compassion and charity and tend to look out for the underdog. Having it in his 1st house, which is the house of self-expression, is going to make him pretty good at inspiring confidence in other people. Wherever Jupiter is placed in your chart tends to be the area that you feel the luckiest in, or where you just feel like you have more breaks, you have a lot of room to expand and grow. And Shia's is in his house of self-expression, how he puts himself out into the world. So he's just really good at dealing with other people in general, and he's just a very approachable person. Obviously, that does not apply to when he is inebriated and angry. Disclaimer. Having Jupiter in the house of self-expression is also going to make him enjoy shocking other people and maybe make him like verbal battles, like debates. Oh! Mother trucker, dude. I gotta film another video after this. Okay. Shia's Saturn is in Sagittarius. As we've discussed before, Saturn is the planet of self-control, and people who have it in Sagittarius tend to have to work hard for the things that they want in life. They're going to experience setbacks earlier than most people. They have to grow up very fast. Wherever Saturn is placed in your chart is said to be the area in life where you feel restricted or where you feel like you have to work twice as hard for the things that you want. Shia's is in his 9th house, which is going to be the house of higher education, philosophy, travel, expansion in general, expanding your world. Saturn in 9th house people tend to have an inner conflict going on because they need order, but they desire like adventure and challenges. Having Saturn in the 9th house is also going to make him have his own way of thinking about things, and it's also going to make him delve very seriously into questions of like faith and philosophy and religion, because all of those things are ruled by the 9th house. I just think Shia LaBeouf is so cool. I would love to meet him. I think that he has a nice chart, and while I do understand that he has some personal issues that he's working for, my response to that is, you know, who doesn't? This is not a Shia LaBeouf apologist video. I just wanted to talk about his chart. I wanted to talk about how cool I think he is. Please watch Honey Boy if you haven't seen it. It is so good. I loved it so much. A couple other Shia LaBeouf movies that I really like are American Honey, Peanut Butter Falcon, Disturbia, Hello. I feel like I'm forgetting a really important show. Fury! Fury was really good. I hope you guys enjoyed my latest TED Talk about my latest celebrity that I like. I really enjoy doing these. This week was a little more difficult. I have issues with motivating myself. I think because I have my midheaven in Sagittarius, but you know, we can't blame our issues on aspects of our chart. I'm about to go film another video right now, and then I have tarot stuff to work on for Instagram that I'm super excited about. I can't believe Gemini season is already next week. I looked at my calendar earlier and I was like, that's crazy. Taurus season really went by like that. A couple of things that I have started since the last video I posted. I am doing $10 birth chart interpretations. If you want to know more about that, there's going to be some stuff in the caption, or you can just DM me on my Twitter or Instagram, or you can shoot me an email. Twitter and Instagram are in the description. My email should be here now because I'm going to edit that in. Basically what a birth chart interpretation is just learning about where the planets were when you were born and how that affects your personality. It's really cool. It's about a couple pages in a Word document and I send it to you. And yeah, it's really fun. So if you're interested, you should really take advantage of it because 10 bucks is super cheap. And what else? Oh yeah, I started a Ko-Fi, so I am now accepting tips. I don't know if I mentioned that in my last video or not. I can be kind of forgetful about some things. But I can now accept tips for my work on here, on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm really excited about it. I'm not working right now with everything going on with the pandemic. I'm just doing this and having the time of my life because this is what I've always wanted to do. I hope everyone else is doing okay and that you guys are staying safe. And I thank you so much for watching these videos. I will talk to you guys soon. I only saw the Transformers movies that had Shia LaBeouf in them, and I'm not sorry. Love you, bye!